Hi everyone, today we're going to take a look at the rechargeable sweeper from Stark. Now Stark is one of CDRKING's brands, so basically it's from CDRKING. And let me start by telling you this thing sucks. And I'm not trying to be punny because it doesn't actually have any suction. I mean it sucks as in it's a bad product. I've had this for, I don't know, maybe a month or a few weeks, and I've been putting off this video because I'm just very disappointed with this product. I can't remember exactly how much it cost, but I think it was around 1200 pesos. What I'll do is I'll check the price and overlay it on the screen. But basically it's a big waste of money. So this is pretty much it. You've got the handle here and it is adjustable, and it's actually a pretty decent handle. You just push down on this switch and you can extend it or shorten it. And yeah, I mean the handle's well made, it's strong, no complaints there. Then this is the main unit itself, and underneath we've got the brush which spins around. Now the idea is that this brush will spin really fast. Doesn't spin that fast really, but it will spin reasonably fast, and then it will flick the dirt into this trap here where all the dirt catches up. The problem is that sometimes, depending on how you carry this or hold it, the dirt just falls out again. So, sorry, I'm looking at my my monitor instead of the lens. Yeah, the problem is that sometimes the dirt just falls back out. So I'm sure you'd get used to the right way to hold this, but you do have to be careful that you don't accidentally just, for instance, if it goes like this, you can see that all the dirt that's trapped in here would basically fall out of the hole again. So anyway, I've put some dirt here on the table so we can try and suck it up, and it'll, well, I say suck it up, brush it up. It'll probably work. Let's try. Up. Oh no! So as you probably noticed, I've got this selection of dust and dirt and little bits of wire and stuff here on the table, and we'll try and suck it up with this. Or not suck it up, but brush it up. Well, apart from my table cover kind of getting stuck in the cloth, it did pick it up fairly well, but look, like you can see, I've already dropped some bits. It does okay, but you know what the biggest problem is? Stuff gets caught around the brushes like this, and after 3 minutes of sweeping, this is so clogged up that the motor either can't turn anymore or it's turning really slowly. And they designed it so you can actually pull this brush out. There's a rubber stop. Here you go, you can see the rubber stop. Then it's got a little bearing that it rides on, and then you can bring out the brush and declog it. But it's just useless because it gets clogged up so easily, and this isn't a very powerful motor. So little hairs and things get wrapped around here, little pieces of fiber from your clothes, whatever. You'd be surprised once you start using this how much stuff you see wrap around here. And within a few minutes you can't use it anymore. Now this kind of video normally isn't very popular because people want to see good things and happy things, but this is not a happy thing. This is really quite a bad product. The stuff falls out very easily, the dirt. You could probably get used to holding it a certain way to avoid that, but yeah, the biggest issue for me is that so much stuff gets wrapped around the little motor mount inside and the brush itself, and then it just stops working after a few minutes. So yeah, I mean, if you live with a female, for instance, you have a wife or a daughter or a sister or something like that, this is pretty much going to be useless, because as soon as a couple of long hairs get wrapped around this, and you'd be surprised, no matter how often you sweep or vacuum, there's going to be hairs. It's just going to stop working. So big waste of money. Anyway, let's at least open this up so you can have a look inside. So I'll start by just undoing all the screws in the bottom here. One thing I forgot to mention as well is the type of battery it uses in here. I can show you that now, in fact. Again, it's an older style of battery. It's NiCad, which you'd often find in remote control cars and things like that. Let me see if I can slide off this cover. So here's the batteries, and this is apparently, let me check the stats here, 4.8 volts, 1300 milliamp hour. Oh, in fact, it even says on here. It is replaceable, so that's a good thing. But to be honest, I'd rather just see a standard 18650 in here, because, you know, a 2000 milliamp hour 4.2 volt 18650 battery is already more capacity than this whole thing, and they're a lot more readily available. And that's something that makes me wonder if this is just like really old stock and they dug them out of a warehouse and you know, they're just trying to get rid of them. But I'm not sure on that, so let's disconnect the battery. And of course it does come with the charger. This is apparently 6.5 volts, 400 milliamp. It's actually quite heavy, so I guess it's got like a transformer inside. Another thing that I should mention is that the battery came completely empty, completely depleted. In fact, all of the stock in the shop, none of them had any juice left in the battery, which again is a pretty bad sign. If you buy something and all of the ones on stock have no battery at all, it probably means they've been sitting around in a warehouse for a very long time. Okay, I've done it upside down, but it doesn't really matter. I've opened this up before, so I know it's a little bit difficult to get back in. So there's not much to see. Over here you can see where the battery connects. That goes into this switch, and on the back of that switch is a tiny little board which is, you know, holding the charge circuitry, which makes sure the battery doesn't overcharge, over discharge, everything like that. Then this little motor, a what do you call this, like a rubber belt, and that just pulls on this. Let me see if I can get this on the camera. How can I show this? So the rubber belt pulls on this. It turns this little gold thing here. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. Obviously this brush is plugged in there and it makes it spin and pick up dust. There's really not a lot in here. There's no way on earth it should be priced at the price that it is, because aside from the fact that it doesn't really work very well, there's barely any components. It's mainly plastic, you know, lots of plastic. The handle probably costs more than like the electronics. A motor, a little PCB, there's not much to it. It's really not worth the money. But yeah, that's what's inside. Now, I'm not going to bore you with putting it back together, although I will put it back together. So if you have any questions, put them in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.